Good morning, everyone. My name is Jimmy Van Bramer, and I'm the council member for the 26th Council District, which includes all of this amazing but incredibly busy and all too dangerous stretch of roadway that is, of course, home to LaGuardia Community College, several high schools, an enormous transit hub, and residents alike. Tens of thousands of people traverse these sidewalks and these streets every single day. And make no mistake, it is a dangerous stretch for anyone to walk and cycle and even drive. I'm joined here today by a lot of people who have long been calling for additional safety measures here on Thomson, and who are growing frustrated, as am I, with the pace of change here, because there are lives hanging in the balance. People First on Thomson is a campaign that has been going on for a very long time, where LaGuardia Community College students and faculty have been calling attention to the dangers of these streets and even these sidewalks for quite some time. But I do want to mention, because we're here at the site of the death of Tenzin Drudak, who was a 16-year-old applied communication high school student, and he was killed here in 2013. 6 years ago, while other LaGuardia Community College students were injured in the same crash. They were not in the street. They were actually on the pavement, on the sidewalk, waiting to cross the street when a car plowed into them, killing Tenzin Drudak at 16 years of age and injuring others. There have been numerous other crashes, and numerous, too many to count, near misses. And that is why we have been working on this project for a very long time. In this 5-block radius around us, where we stand today, we have the 4 high schools, LaGuardia Community College, 50,000 students, faculty, and staff combined working just in this 5-block radius. Yet this area has still not been designated a school zone. DOT must, the Department of Transportation must, redesign Thomson Avenue and make that redesign a priority once and for all. I want to thank Paul Arcario, the interim president of LaGuardia Community College, for being with us. Joby Jacob, a professor of biology at LaGuardia Community College, who's here with us. Juan Restrepo, Queens organizer for Transportation Alternatives. David Agliolor from Assemblywoman Nolan's office. Sasha Ponapa, who will be communicating with us soon. She's the director of programming for deaf adults, and was the victim of a crash here recently. And Matt Wallace and his young son Gabby, who are here because it is just that important. And we may have Laura Shepard from Bike New York as well. So, as I mentioned, this is way too dangerous. And the goal of all of our work in government and advocacy has got to be preventing tragedies before they occur. When we know there is a dangerous stretch, acting quickly to make sure that no one else gets injured and no one else dies, as Tenzin Drudak did right here 6 years ago. So, as I said, we want the DOT to declare the area around LaGuardia Community College and those high schools a school zone. of the 6 lanes of Thomson Avenue, we want to designate the one immediately adjacent to the sidewalk for pedestrian use by painting it beige and adding Jersey barriers. We want to close 30th Street between the C building and the B building of LaGuardia to prevent high-speed turns by bridge traffic. We want to close 29th Street to create a campus plaza. We want to expand the Skillman Avenue bike lane south of Queens Boulevard. I rode my bike from Sunnyside this morning with my Chief of Staff, Matt Wallace, and his young son, Gabby, in tow. And as I've said before, there are stretches of this city where it is safe to walk and it is safe to bike. But then there are huge swaths of this city where it is incredibly dangerous to do both of those things. That is entirely unacceptable in the city of New York. Entirely unacceptable that some streets would be safe and some streets would require you to take your life in your own hands to cross it or bicycle on it or travel along it. We've got to stop this unequal system and this tale of two cities when it comes to safety. So I want to thank the students of LaGuardia Community College, some of whom have already gone on to other endeavors, who were part of meetings and strategizing and proposals before the DOT. I want to thank the staff at LaGuardia Community College and the high schools, all of the folks from Transportation Alternatives who have demanded that the city take this seriously and that the Department of Transportation act very quickly on this. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for putting people first on Thomson. We will not rest in Tenzin Judek's memory, and on behalf of all of those who are here today and the future students of those high schools and LaGuardia Community College like Gabby. So with that, I want to invite Paul Arcario, the interim president of LaGuardia Community College, to say a few words.
Thank you. Good morning. First, I would like to give special thanks to Councilman von Bramer, who has been a great champion of our college, providing many resources to help our students succeed academically and also to help ensure their safety. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I also want to acknowledge David Alialora, who is here from Assemblywoman Kathleen Nolan's office. And David, thank you for the support of Assemblywoman Nolan. We are proud to be an urban community college in the greatest urban center in the world. But you can hear and see behind us the amount and volume of traffic. And as the councilman said, it's sometimes an urban environment is not always safe. One death here was too many. Dozens of accidents was too many. Our job is to educate our students. We cannot do that if they fear for their safety. That is our #1 priority. I don't need to echo all of the requests as Councilman has made. We'd love to close the street behind us. Traffic comes flying off the bridge and makes this right turn. It's very, very unsettling for our students. $17 million was set aside in 2017. We would like to see more of that money expended so that we can have a faster pace of changes that are sorely needed. We cannot wait any longer. We cannot put any more students in jeopardy. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Joby Jacob, not only is a professor here, but a stalwart all over Queens when it comes to making sure that everyone is safe. We're grateful for his advocacy here and all throughout Queens. Everyone, please welcome Joby Jacob.
Thank you, Councilman Van Bramer. Thank you, everyone here, for being here today. If you have to describe what's going on here on Thomson Avenue, it's that Thomson Avenue is designed for cars to get to Manhattan quickly. The safety of our students, the safety of the people in the community is secondary. And we have 50,000 students here. And what we're calling on DOT to do is do something that they can do quickly, which is use paint, as Councilman Van Bramer said, and other materials to make changes quickly. The cost so far of DOT's choice to prioritize folks driving into Manhattan has been too heavy. People have been killed. People have been hurt. It's terrible. It's time for something different. And thanks to leaders like Councilman Van Bramer and Assemblywoman Kathy Nolan and Transportation Alternatives and other groups, we hope to make some progress here. Thank you.
Thank you, Joby. Juan Restrepo is the Queens organizer for Transportation Alternatives. We have been working on this fight and so many fights for so long, sometimes too long, but we'll never stop fighting. Everyone please welcome Juan Restrepo. Where's Juan? There's Juan.
I'll make my comments brief because most of the people standing behind me are, the real people who kind of are impacted by Thomson Avenue every day. My name is Juan. I'm the Queens organizer for Transportation Alternatives, and I'm proud to say that we support all the efforts of LaGuardia Community College, the council member, assembly member Nolan, in making Thomson Avenue a livable street for the thousands of students, faculty who use LaGuardia Community College, as well as all the different offices and other residential buildings that are here in the neighborhood. Thomson Avenue for a long time has been a residential highway going through a campus, and we think it's time to really redefine what it means to walk on Thomson Avenue, to bike on Thomson Avenue, to use Thomson Avenue. So here we are and Jimmy so eloquently stated what our 5 big things are, and we think all of them are going to help make Thomson Avenue a safer experience for everyone using the street, reduce the amount of fatalities, reduce the amount of injuries, and really bring LIC back to life. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Juan. Sasha Ponapa is the Director of Program for Deaf Adults here at LaGuardia Community College, and she was struck in a crash in this area, and we want to have Sasha Ponapa come up to the podium now.
Thank you for the welcome. Yes, like Council Member just mentioned, I was hit by a car that ran a red light. It happened about 8 months ago at the intersection of Thomson Avenue and Van Dam Street, and that impacted my life severely. Every area of my life has been impacted by that hit. I broke my hand, I injured both my knees and my legs, I had a concussion, I also have PTSD from the crash. And I was not the only victim that night. There was another pedestrian who was hit as well. I have not seen any change since. And it's sad to know how many people have been lost and injured here. And I just wanted to prevent one more person from going through the same thing that I did, or even worse, perhaps pass away. So it's really important that the DOT prioritize the safety of our students and faculty at our college. We need to protect our students. It is our job to do so. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Sasha. It's a compelling story, one that tragically we've heard time and time again in this city. And we have to prevent what happened to Sasha happening to even one more person here throughout the city. I also just want to say, as we all have stood here for the last 15 or 20 minutes, I don't know about you, but I do not feel safe standing on this plaza with all of the traffic speeding all around us. You can feel the danger here, right? You can sense it. It is all around us, and it has to be made safer. It has to be made safer, and people, not cars, have to be prioritized here on Thomson. David, do you want to say something? Okay. I'll ask David Agliolo from the Assemblywoman's office before Gabby makes his first press conference appearance, if he's willing. David Agliolo.
Hello, everybody. I just want to thank everyone for being here today, the councilman, all the advocates, the teachers. The Assemblywoman supports the efforts. We actually stand with everybody here, and We're asking DOT to take another look at this to make this plaza as safe as possible. We actually want to make this as safe as possible for all the students, the teachers, and all the pedestrians. And we're hoping the city responds and make sure that we're looking at lives and make sure that we're protecting as many people as possible. Thank you very much for everyone for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, David. And now Matt Wallace, my chief of staff, who is an avid cyclist and cares about these issues very deeply, and who is raising his young son, who is not cooperating right at this moment, to be an avid Safe Streets advocate as well. We rode our bikes from Sunnyside, so I want to invite Matt up to say a few words, and if Gabby will participate.
We'll see. Look, Gabby, look at all the cameras. Yeah. See? Pretty fun, huh? So we rode our bicycle from Sunnyside today, Gabby on the back. And it's very common for a lot of Sunnysiders to ride their cycles from Sunnyside to Long Island City. It's not safe. We're calling on the Department of Transportation to do some very simple traffic safety measures and to make Thomson Avenue safer for people and humans, to not prioritize cars and to prioritize people like myself, the students of LaGuardia Community College, and my son, Gabby. Thank you. Oh, sure. Matthew Wallace. It's Matthew Wallace. Yep.
Gabby, on cue. It was great. All right, Laura is not joining us, right? Laura Shepard? Okay. All right. So with that, I want to just finish by saying we, as a city, must do better here. We must do more here, and we must do it immediately here to make sure that there aren't more stories like Sasha's, that there aren't more ghost bikes, that there aren't more memorials, and that we finally, once and for all, prioritize people on Thomson over all of the cars that you see speeding all the time. I am also a cyclist, and Skillman Avenue is where I bike, and this stretch right here is among the most frightening in the city of New York to cycle past, and it has got to end. It has got to stop. The high school students, the LaGuardia Community College students, all the people who work and live here deserve much better, and the DOT has some very simple suggestions. And someone mentioned before that it was several years ago at a town hall meeting that Mayor de Blasio announced the $17 million in capital funding to redesign Thomson Avenue. That was now several years ago. And we need to see that funding implemented. We need to see it spent. We need to see it radically change Thomson Avenue and the surrounding environs. And we need even more funding allocated to get the job done correctly. So with that, I'll say thank you to everyone for joining us, and we will all rededicate ourselves to getting it done.